Hello BookTube, my name is Adrian and welcome to my reading vlog for the ReReadathon. So I apologize for what this camera might be doing because I know that I'm about to hit gravel roads. So the camera shakiness is probably going to go to crap. So we may come back to this and I may film the rest of this clip once I'm off the gravel because this is not great. So, alright, I'll be back. Okay, so we're off the gravel roads. We are still on backcountry roads, so it still may not be the best camera quality, but we go to a country church, so I have to do the backcountry roads, especially because the weather has been very rainy here lately. I think yesterday it rained all day long, like not tornado, like thunderstorm level flooding levels, and so some of the roads have flooded, so you have to take some alternate routes to get to our church. But we made it. Church is over now. We are on our way to go get some lunch with my in-laws because that's just the Sunday routine. Is we go out, we go to church, and then after church we go get lunch with my in-laws. So we're gonna go get some Mexican food today. And yeah, I figured I'd go ahead and start this vlog while I had the opportunity to for the ReReadathon, which started today. So if you can't tell by the name of this readathon, obviously you are supposed to reread some books that you enjoy, or even maybe in some maybe you didn't, because the first challenge that I have decided to do myself is to reread a book, and so basically give a book a second chance. So I am giving a book a second chance. The book that I picked for this was History is All You Left Me by Adam Salvera. I have technically never finished this book. I DNF'd this book. I made a whole video about why I DNF'd the book at the time. And it was a very cringy video because it was one of the first ones I ever did. But I did DNF this book back then, and so I'm giving it a second shot. I started the audiobook on my drive out to church this morning, so I am only like 2 chapters into this, and I mean, I remember all of this stuff. I was about halfway through this book when I DNF'd it, so it's not like I don't remember. It's not like I was that far. Like, it wasn't like I was early on. I gave this book a fair shot, but I ended up DNFing it. So I'm reading that one again. Like I said, I'm just like 2 chapters in, not very far at all, but I'm going to be reading this one some more through the day, and my goal is hopefully to finish this book today. I don't know if that'll actually happen, but that's the goal. So yeah, that's what I'm reading today. And yeah, so once I finish this book, I will check back in with you. I will probably have some vlog clips, like montage-y style vlog clips to go in here as well, but we will see what all I do. Alright, I'm going to focus on driving, and I will talk to you guys later when I have some more reading done for you. Sorry about the shaky cam. Bye. It was painful, but I finished it. I'll have to tell you guys about it later because I am not in a state to talk about it right now, but I finished it. Okay, so I have calmed down a little bit now. And so I'm going to tell you guys about what I finished. I'm not going to go get the book because it's in the other room and I do not feel like going to get it. But I finished reading History is All You Left Me by Adam Salvera. This was the book I picked for my Give a Book a Second Chance challenge. And I finished it. As evidenced by the last clip, it destroyed me. Honestly, I had been okay for the most of the book. Like, there were points where I was just really sad. And I was really frustrated pretty often with his characters. But I liked kind of the way the story was told, where you don't get all the information right away, you get bits and pieces, so I like that. But the last scene of this book, if you guys have read it, you know what the last scene in this book is. And that last scene was a little bit too real for me. I've had that moment in my real life, and it was not a pleasant memory. And Adam Silvera did a very good job of capturing that moment. A very good job of capturing that moment. So I think I'm going to give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Because while Adam Silvera did a fabulous job of capturing the real emotions that go along with this kind of life situation, I was very frustrated with the main character a lot. And I realized that's kind of silly, because he was grieving, and everybody deals with grief in their own way. But it did take away from my enjoyment of the story a little bit. So 4, maybe 4.5 out of 5. We'll have to see how I feel about it in the morning when I actually put my rating in. Maybe 4.5 if after I get myself a little bit farther away from this. But we'll have to see. So yeah, first book done, and I've already ripped my heart out. So this is going to be an interesting week. Good morning, guys. It is now Monday, which is day 2. Uh-oh, did you drop your Baki? Yeah, okay. It is now day 2 of the ReReadathon, and I wanted to give you guys an update. I'm getting ready to put Miss Lauren here down for nap, and figured I'd go ahead and film an update. Don't mind the top of their dresser back there. That's all their clothes that they don't fit into anymore that I need to sort through. Do you want to get down and get your Baki? Here you go. Go get it. So, yeah, I just need to sort through all of those clothes and get them into storage. But I wanted to give you guys a quick update, because I have already done quite a bit of reading today. I managed to get the audiobook for the first 8 Magic Treehouse books from my library. I lost my first copy, or my copy of the first Magic Treehouse books. It was like Dinosaurs Before Dawn or something like that. And so I somehow managed to lose that one. So instead of reading them physically, I was going to see if I could get the ebook from my library, and I could get the audiobook of the first 8. So that's what I've been listening to so far this morning. I am currently through book 4 and starting book 5. So that's what I'm going to read today, is just the rest of these Magic Treehouse books. And then once I finish those, we'll see if I feel up to starting something different. Everything else that I have is stuff I'm going to annotate, so except for Daughter Spoken Bone, which maybe I'll start that next. We'll see how I feel. But yeah, that's what's going on. Like I said, I'm getting ready to put my daughter down for nap, so we're gonna go ahead and do that, and I will check back in with you guys later. Sleep tight, Lauren. Good night. Hello, BookTube. So, today it is now day 3 of the ReReadathon, and I figured I'd give you guys an update. You may notice that this side of my mouth isn't exactly participating as well as the rest of my face. That's because I went to the dentist today, and they numbed my face, and I'm still coming off of all of that numbing stuff. So, half my face isn't quite working like it's supposed to. But I figured I'd give you guys an update because I didn't give you one yesterday. Yesterday, I ended up finishing all of the first 8 books of the Magic Treehouse series, which completed the challenge to reread I think it was an old favorite, or reread a book that got you into reading. I don't remember which challenge it was. I have it written down somewhere. I'll have to look. But I finished all of those, and so today I was going to start reading Stay Sweet by Siobhan Vivian, but and I did. I've got about a chapter in. But it's a book that I'm wanting to annotate, and so that means that while I'm out and about, I can't be reading that one because I wouldn't want to have the physical copy to annotate. Hey guys, so this angle and probably audio clip and video clip are probably going to be absolutely terrible because I'm using the webcam on my laptop right now to film this because I realized I didn't film anything yesterday, and I'm pretty sure the last clip you saw ended abruptly because my camera battery died and I never finished the clip. But I'm sitting down to put on my eyeliner for the day, and figured I would go ahead and use the opportunity of having my webcam open because that's how I put my makeup on, because it's just what I do. So I figured I'd use this opportunity while I do this to update you guys. So I think the last thing I told you guys was that I had finished reading the first 8 Magic Treehouse books through audiobook, which I did. And I don't remember if I got to the point where I was telling you what I started reading. I had started reading Stay Sweet by Siobhan Vivian, which is right here. Stay Sweet. I started reading this. I was going to annotate it, but I ended up not being able to annotate it because I was just running around and I didn't really have time to annotate. So I'm not annotating that one this time around, which is fine. And then I also, at the time, I was still planning to annotate it. So I went ahead and started listening to the audiobook of A Night to Surrender by Tessa Dare. This book was my pick for the challenge of a game changer book because this was the first historical romance book I ever read, and now I read a lot of historical romance, so this book was definitely a game changer because if I hadn't read it, I probably still wouldn't be into historical romance now. So this book was definitely a game changer. So I read this book. It took me about a day and a half to read this one. I finished it. I gave it, I think, 3 out of 5 stars. It was fine. I thought it was fine when I read it the first time, but it was good enough at the time that I was invested enough that I wanted to try more historical romance. I should finish this. So again, I finished that, and then after I finished that, I was still at the time planning to annotate Stay Sweet, and so I was still out. We were gone most of yesterday, so we were still out, and I needed another audiobook to pick up, and my library hold request for The Elite by Kiera Cass became available to me, and so I picked this one up. This book, I think I'm switching this book in for an old favorite because I'm pretty sure, I don't remember all the challenges. I guess I'd have to look it up. But I'm pretty sure the Magic Treehouse books were a challenge for a book that got you into reading, and these books were, and so I'm swapping this book with Eliza and Her Monsters, which I still do plan to read at some point in the near future, but I'm swapping Eliza and Her Monsters out for The Elite, and I finished this book yesterday as well. I gave this book 3.5 out of 5 stars. This book is my least favorite of all of the selection series because America drives me absolutely insane in this book. She's very flip-floppy, she can't make up her mind, and even when she does kind of make up her mind, she changes her mind, and she's just insane. But this plot line of the story, regardless of America constantly changing her mind, is still good. So 3.5 out of 5 stars. This was what I read for that. And then at that point, I realized that there was no way I was going to be able to annotate Stay Sweet because I wasn't getting a chance to sit down and read, and I had the audiobook, so I could just listen to it and not have to annotate it. So I decided not to annotate it, and so I have been reading Stay Sweet. I'm not very far into this at all. I think, let's see, yeah, I'm like 50 pages into this, so I'm not far into it at all, but that is what I am reading today, and at some point I may start reading As She Fades, but we'll see how I feel about that. So that's what I'm reading today. I am doing my makeup, and I have a bow in my hair. I don't know if this is how my hair is going to stay for the day, because I got this bow. It's a Ravenclaw bow. I will insert a picture of it if I get a really good picture of it, but I got this bow for a Ravenclaw cosplay that I'm doing, and I really like it. It's super cute, but I don't know if my hair is going to stay like this. We'll see. But the reason I'm doing my hair and doing my makeup today, which I normally don't, is because tonight my husband is taking me to St. Louis, which is like a 3-hour drive. And we are going to the Epic Reads meetup with Brittany Cavallero and 3 other great authors. So I am super excited to go. I've never been to a signing like this or a meetup like this, so I'm really curious to see how it goes, and I'm kind of nervous because I'm worried like I screwed it up somehow and that like I'm not going to get to actually meet Brittany, who is the one author there that I'm going to see that I actually know, like, and have read her books. So I'm nervous I'm not going to get to like meet Brittany Cavallero, but I don't know. I'm sure I will. Who knows? But yes, so I am going to that tonight, and I'm really excited. We're leaving in like an hour. My husband is still at work. He gets home. He was supposed to be home 30 minutes ago, but he's working. He's an auto mechanic. He's a car mechanic, so he's working on cars. He's in the middle of a job right now, and he said that he will either be home whenever he finishes the job he's currently working on, or 1 o'clock, whichever comes first. And we're leaving at 1:30, so hopefully he gets here. But yeah, that is what's going on. So I'm going to finish my makeup because I can't do the bottom lid while I'm talking. So I'm going to finish my makeup and then decide if I'm going to leave the bow in my hair. Because I really do like the bow. It's cute. I feel like I should get more bows. These are cute. Also, it's from Etsy. I will link it down below if you're interested. But it's super cute and I love it. So maybe maybe this will start a thing and I just need to invest in a bunch more bows. I guess we'll have to see. Alright, well, I will talk to you guys later. I think I'm going to try and film some montage clips of our trip out to St. Louis, as well as some, like, clips at the meetup, but I don't know how that'll work. I don't know what the rules are. Again, I've never been to one, but I'm super excited. So I will see you guys in another clip. Hello, BookTube. So it is now late in the day on Friday. I am getting ready to go to the store because I need to get some stuff for dinner, as well as we have family day tomorrow, which for us, family day usually means it's a work day. So we all get together once a month, and on that Saturday we do whatever needs done at one of our family members' houses, and then that way, if we all have like big projects that we need done, then everybody's there to help and it gets done in a couple of hours rather than it taking multiple weeks to do a task. So tomorrow is supposed to be family work day, but it's my brother and sister-in-law's turn to do their house, and they don't have anything they need us to do. So instead, we're just gonna have family day, and we're gonna hang out at my parents' house, and we're gonna have a nice dinner, like potluck dinner, and we're going to have some, like, just hang out, and we're gonna play board games because that's what our family likes to do. Yeah, that's just what we're gonna do tomorrow, but I need to get some ingredients to make some food tomorrow to take. I'm planning to make some cheesy garlic green beans, which I've never made before, but I found a really cool recipe that I'm going to try. So we're going to have that for dinner like tomorrow for food. So that being said, I am on my way to Walmart to get stuff for that and then for dinner tonight as well, because I forgot to grab one of the ingredients I needed. Whoops. So I'm going to do that, but I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys about what's been going on reading wise, how yesterday went. I have been a terrible vlogger lately and I haven't filmed anything. So as for reading, I think I told you yesterday, you guys were all caught up on my reading. I said I was going to try and read more of Stay Sweet in the car on our way to and from St. Louis yesterday, and I ended up not reading Stay Sweet at all. I kind of decided to stop reading Stay Sweet and pick a new book for that challenge because, ooh, the sun is not good. Because I'm just not in the mood for Stay Sweet. I don't know what it is. I still am like, the book is still good. Like, I like the story. I don't think that I've changed my opinion on the book. I just think that right now I'm just not interested in reading. I'm just not interested in reading it. So that book was for my challenge of a book, unpopular opinion, like a low rated or an unpopular book. And so I decided to switch this out for The One by Kira Cass. This is the third book in the selection series and the final book in America's story. The last two books in the series follow her daughter. So I read The One, and I actually stayed up until 2 o'clock in the morning last night to finish the book, because we started on our drive home from St. Louis, and we got home and I was super tired. I'm like, I'm just gonna go to bed. It's been a long day. When we spend a lot of time in the car, I tend to get a headache, and so I kind of had a headache. I took some ibuprofen to like help with the headache, and kind of my whole body is just sore from being in the car. So I took some ibuprofen, and I felt better, and I ended up staying up and finishing The One last night. Whoops. Who needs sleep? Apparently I don't. So I finished The One, and that was my book that I picked for. So I'm going to apply that one for unpopular opinions, because I know the selection series, most people like kind of trash it and they don't really like it, but I really enjoyed it. I gave the book, I think, 4 out of 5 stars, so I really liked it. So yeah, so that's what I read yesterday. As for today, I have read nothing. It is 5:30 and I haven't read anything, like at all. Nothing, absolutely nothing has been read today, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I don't know what I'm going to read. The books that I have left to read are As She Fades by Abby Glines and Daughter Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. And so I was contemplating starting Daughter Smoke and Bone, because that's a longer book and it's going to take me a while to get through. But I also have to read it like physically, like along with like I'm following along in the audiobook. So I don't know how I feel about that. I guess we'll have to see how I feel later, because I'm not going to start it now. Like I said, I'm at the store. I'm getting ready to go to my parents' house for dinner and to hang out with them for the evening, because that's what we do on Fridays. And so, I mean, I guess that's what, I don't know what I'm going to read. And then I'm not really in the mood to read As She Fades, so I need to pick another book that was a recent favorite. But I don't know what that might be. I'm kind of at a loss. So I'm probably going to go through my shelves. Oh, I think I know what I want to read for a recent favorite. I've already reread it once this year. Is that? But I really kind of want to reread it again. Okay. So now I'm thinking I might reread Falling for Max by Shannon Stacy. I read this book last year. I don't remember why. I think I read it for a challenge, for a readathon. I may have just read it because I was like reading through that series, and it's like the last book in that series, the Kowalski family series, and I loved it. It was like my favorite book in that whole series, and it's free through the Audible Romance package, and I already read it once this year. Like, I think I read it in January. I think I read it for the first time in like September. I read it really recently, but I kind of want to read it again. I think I might read Falling for Max again. oh well, I guess I'm gonna read Falling for Max again. So I'm at the store, I'm gonna run inside and get my groceries, and I will talk to you guys when I pick whatever I'm gonna read next. Hey guys, so I am sitting down right now to edit my ReReadathon vlog, and I realized I never actually filmed like an ending clip to this. The last thing you saw from me was that I was going to attempt to read Falling for Max by Shannon and Stacy, and this was going to sub out my challenge for... What was I going to sub out for? Oh, a recent favorite. And I did actually end up reading Falling for Max, which I think was the last book I completed for the ReReadathon. Let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure that was the last thing I read. So that was the last thing I read for the ReReadathon. So I managed to complete all but one challenge for the ReReadathon. The only one I didn't end up completing was to read a popular book, which for that I was going to try and read Daughter and Smoke and Bone, but I never got to this, and I honestly don't know if I'm going to, at least not anytime soon. I do have this book from my library for a little while longer, so I'm contemplating making this the first book I will try to read in April, because this book is a pretty decent sized book. It's a little over 400 pages, and I am doing a readathon in April, which I'm going to have a video about very soon, hopefully, that will talk about that readathon, and the idea is to read bigger books. So this one would be a good one to read during that time, so I may hold on to this and make it my first read in April, but we will have to see how I feel about this then. But that was the challenge I did not do. As for the challenges I did complete, I started out the week by reading History Is All You Left Me by Alan Silvera. I ended up giving this book 4 out of 5 stars. I liked it. This was the book I picked for Give a Book a Second Chance. So this was the book I read for that. So the next thing I read was the first 8 Magic Tree House books. I listened to the audiobooks of these because I couldn't find my physical editions. I listened to all 8 of them. I gave them all like 3.54 stars because they're kids books. They're pretty simple. And these were the books I read for the challenge to read a childhood favorite. After that, I picked up the book A Night to Surrender by Tessa Dare. This was my book for a game changer. I gave this book 3 stars, which is the same rating I gave it the first time I read it. This book was, like I said, was the book I picked for the challenge of Game Changer because I would not be reading historical romance if I hadn't picked up this book. After I picked up A Night to Surrender, I decided to pick up The Elite by Kiera Cass. This is the second book in the selection series. I picked this book up for... I picked this one up to fulfill the challenge of an old favorite. I love the selection series. It's very simple, very quick, and so I picked this one up. I think I gave this book 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's probably my least favorite of the series because America's Wishy-Washy, but I talked about that in this vlog already. So this was the book I picked up for that. After that, I tried to pick up Stay Sweet and wasn't really interested in reading it again at the moment, so I put it down, and instead I picked up The One by Kiera Cass. This is the last book in the original selection trilogy. This book I ended up giving 4 out of 5 stars. This one I swapped out with Stay Sweet for my unpopular book. As we also established, I ended up reading Falling for Max by Shannon and Stacy as my sub-in for a recent favorite. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. I love it every time. It's just a very cute, sweet book. So that is everything I read for the ReReadathon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You brushing your hair? Yeah? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sure it was probably a little bit longer. Hopefully everything works out because I think one of my video files just like went kablooey, so I don't know what happened there. I don't know. So hopefully I can fix it. If not, there's a whole clip missing and I'm sorry. That is my readathon week. I hope you guys found it interesting or enjoyed it. If you participated in the readathon, I would love to know how you guys did. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.